that she didn't know that there was infidelity up until someone started posting her in the media.
Yeah.
Which was this woman who knew her
Yeah.
and what her son was going through.
Yeah.
So, do you guys believe that she posted this out of spite?
But
Case
also,
scenario.
Cass had slaps in 2020, 2021, 22.
Yeah.
He had an album to push.
Okay, yeah, no shame,
He had an
shame.
album
He
to
had
push.
I think
what
there's
South
the
African news.
NSTC coming out saying that he's better served in the US market than being in the SA market.
Oh,
And I kind of felt him, but I was like, nah, this is kept. So with Drip, a letter was circulating that Drip is getting liquidated. So crispy.
yeah.
It's
No,
nice.
I'm so happy for you. You're the only one enjoying this ASMR
It's nice and
of the snacks.
it's nice and crispy. And
Yeah, it's so those Pringles were crispy. They had a crunch to them.
I can't wait for the wings to finish.
Yeah, no, those wings are gonna slap.
Yeah.
I spiced them really well, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a good cook and a good wife. Shout out to myself.
Shout out to Zikona for being a good
Yeah,
wife.
shout out to Z for the wings and we're gonna judge her during the episode.
Wow.
She put some wings in the oven, right? And also, so I told her she can use the spices and whatever. This is not my house. This is the studio.
No, Lalel. I took whatever was in your household
No,
and I conjured something together. So I feel like you can't necessarily.
This is Rotek Studios.
Yo, Nkosam.
Firstly, Rod takes the second little
It's his kitchen. It's his kitchen. I didn't decide what was in the kitchen. I just made whatever I could with what I had.
We're gonna judge you when those wings
Okay, do what
nice
you
and
will,
ready.
but those wings are going to slap because why? They were made with my hand.
We hope that the wings slap, like she says. I don't know why I did that.
To your defense, you didn't get the spice bag that you were looking for.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, she was looking for a spice
I had a
bag.
vision.
So, yeah.
Like apparently there's a spice bag in shops.
Guys.
She must tell us.
Everyone knows about the spice bag. Like guys, if you're a man, Asian, and you don't know about spice bags, you need to get into a healthy, loving relationship. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You need to get into a healthy, loving relationship.
Oh, okay.
That's where you'll find out about the spice bags. You're welcome.
Anyway, thank you for joining in. If you're new to the show, you're about to get an amazing episode. Thank you for tuning in as well. For our subscribers, also thank you for coming back again. Welcome to another episode of the Raw Takes. This is episode
number 5, I think. Yeah.
This is episode number 5. It's your boy TP, aka Kobe. It goes without saying. You know how we do it. Yes, sir. We give you basically whatever that's happening in the streets that has to do with SA hip hop, and we also do global news. But yeah, without going into it too much, we have an amazing guest today. Some beautiful South African melanin.
Hi guys, my name is Zikona. I go by I am Zeroy on Instagram, EEYY. I also go by Zeroy on TikTok, so you can find me on those platforms. I am a physiotherapist, and I'm also friends to these two beautiful black men. So yeah,
I always wondered, like, what does zero mean? Because I see it's on your social media.
You guys, Zeroy has a backstory that is dumb, and it was just literally something that happened when I was still in high school.
Is it something that we can
indulge?
Listen, it's something that I'll get into. It's another story, guys, that I can get into.
It's a story for another day.
It's a story for another day, but it's a wholesome story.
Okay.
It's relatively wholesome. Relatively wholesome. Yeah.
Otherwise, Tofeni, how are you, man?
I've been good, man. Just enjoying this week. Dublin, the weather's been good. Like, I've been shocked. Like, the sun's been out still. Everybody's like, winter is coming. Be ready for winter. But like, Yeah, sun's still out, so we're just enjoying the best of the last
Yeah,
days of
I'm even
summer.
double jacketing right now, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, and not triple jacketing, so
Yeah,
that's a plus,
yeah.
especially in
I actually
Dublin.
didn't want to wear this for the pod.
Yeah, but like, I'm
Can I take this
sorry.
off?
Do
Is
you
it
want it?
okay?
Do you want to take it
Yeah, I
off?
want to take it off.
Are you sure you're not
It's
cozy?
getting hotter, yeah.
Okay, booty, then strip. My goodness.
Yeah, so back now. But yeah, what's been happening in the streets? What should we start with? Are we gonna start with Cass?
Cass,
Casper.
Yeah, most
yes.
def. We're
No,
gonna start with
definitely. Oh
Cass.
my word. Okay. So the whole Tobago Majosi situation with Casper. Wow, guys, this really hit home. Like I really
Mm-hmm.
felt for her. Like I'm not too well versed on, the history of their relationship.
Yeah,
I don't really follow people's relationships like that. However, after the post that she made, it really got me thinking that this would be perfect for a little case study.
yeah,
Okay. So, guys, without context of their relationship, I am going to read out this post.
yeah.
Okay. And then we are going to decipher whether this felt like it was a malicious attempt to defame someone
Mm-hmm.
or whether this was
An
an
honest,
an honest opinion of someone's experience of
yes,
Yeah.
something.
yeah,
Okay. So let me get into it.
Yep.
So right now I'm going to read the caption on Instagram. What she said was, "This birthday hits different. The last few years have been something, and looking back now, I'm filled with gratitude. Who would have thought I'd be here? Not in pieces, but in peace. The tears that were once in silence are now from laughing out loud. I'm actually in awe of the goodness of God. How am I so deserving of this unconditional love, His covering and grace? Even when I was ungrateful to Him, He remained faithful to me. I've always heard God is found in certain locations. I didn't know I'd find Him at my lowest and most broken. At 8 months, my son was diagnosed with cancer, an entire different world. I always stood on protection and privacy, trying to maintain the world, and my world was a marathon on its own. I lived in an oncology hospital for 2 years with my son as he underwent chemotherapy and life threatening surgeries. In the depth of fighting cancer, I was hit with a curveball of infidelity. The woman knew me, my son's condition, and made no mistake with flaunting their relationship. After finding out, he ended it with her and tried to make amends with me. I couldn't trust someone who can hurt me at my lowest or allow another woman to disrespect his woman. Considering everything we had been through, it was more of a timing thing than the infidelity. He later married her. In between home discharges and a new project I started, I had to stop my life, put aside my own emotions, and shop for my baby. At the time, his health was more important than my heart. One thing we will do is enjoy the world.
Yeah.
So, you guys, this was a birthday post,
yeah,
and she was basically reflecting on her experiences and summarizing them leading up to today.
yeah. And her
However,
journey of where she is on her birthday now. Yeah,
exactly. However, what has sparked a lot of controversy in the media was when she essentially called out what was happening in her relationship with Casper Nyovest. And that's what people had latched onto. So she basically said that she didn't know that there was infidelity
yeah,
up until someone started posting her in the media,
yeah.
which was this woman who knew her
Yeah.
and what her son was going through.
Yeah.
So, do you guys believe that she posted this out of spite? Or do you think that she was honestly just sharing her experiences throughout this whole journey? Because no one knew about
Mm.
this.
Yeah.
No one knew at all. And honestly, if she was someone that we didn't know, then this would be like, that is so hurtful. However, I'm so glad that you're here now. However, because this is Tobeka Majosi and because she's linked to Casper Nyovest, do you think that this was a shot
Look,
at Casper?
I think that yes, she wanted to get some shit off her chest.
Mm-hmm.
That goes without saying.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she waited what? Wasn't this on the birthday of the kid, not hers?
I think it was on her birthday.
Yeah, but my point is, I think she probably had some stuff to unload, right? But I think that to a certain extent, there's a bit of hate in there. I mean, when there's a bit of hate, we should call it. I think that
Is it hate though?
yeah, there's a bit of hate.
Is that
Sometimes,
hate?
I
yeah, it's
I
I
some
don't
think
think
I'll
that's
call it
hate.
emotions.
it's some good hate. Sometimes you need to hate a little
Good
to live.
hates.
Yeah, it's some good
Who
hate.
take good hates? Guys,
Yeah,
there's no such thing as good hate. Hating is basically harping on everything that Casper is trash. This is what happened. I don't like this woman because who goes after another woman's
yeah.
man? That is hate. She just
No,
said that she was going through, in the
I think
middle of
it's
going
it's
through
it's
everything
it's
she was
it's it's a
going
bit of
through.
hate. I won't lie,
No,
it's a
it's
bit
not
of hate.
hate. I just think that in the middle of what she was going through,
Mm.
she was expressing that actually this also happened and it really hurt me. It just added to everything else that was happening. Because
I'll,
she could have moved on
Couldn't
in peace, guys.
couldn't she express this in a different way instead of using a public platform?
no,
No, it's her birthday.
I
She has
don't
a
think
right
that's
to
the
post her
issue.
birthday.
It's just that there's a lot of emotions in what she's saying, right? And there's different elements to like her whole message. Because it starts off as it's my birthday message, and it also ends with this is what I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
But there's
Mm.
elements where she also sparks that there's a woman that came into their lives or has been in their lives that ended
And
up
and this
being,
woman is she painted with a good light.
yeah, she's not.
She
Exactly.
doesn't name the woman. She doesn't
No,
characterize
but
the
we all know
woman.
who the
She
woman
just
is.
says
We know
that,
the woman who the
yeah, but
woman
then
is.
she
No, no,
didn't
no,
name
no.
anyone.
Yeah.
All she said was, this is what happened to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
This is how I experienced things. She didn't place any character traits on
Yeah.
people. She didn't say that these are awful people.
I think
She
she
just
did.
named their
She
actions.
kind of did a
No,
little
she
bit.
just named their
I think
actions.
Kaz even had to come out and even speak on the situation. The fact that the guy had to come out and say something, it means the guy's ass was on fire to a certain extent. The fact
Allow
that you
his
have
ass
to
to be on fire, because I'm sorry, but like, hit dogs don't holler. If he felt like there was a light to his ass, then of course he's going to holler.
cool. Personally, ne, I think that there's I'm not saying she's being outright spiteful in a sense that she's going after Cass, but I think that in whatever statement that she released, right, there's some people who are catching strays, who are catching shots
Okay, so I
through that
want to.
statement, and she could have released a much more cleaner version or
Hmm.
even spoken to Casper personally, because the fact that Kes had to come out and do a PR job himself,
Nah, not really. He
No.
didn't do a PR job. He just
Yeah.
acknowledged that.
acknowledge the
Yeah,
situation, yeah.
Mm.
yeah,
But the fact that he had to come out and speak on it, it kind of shows that there was some sort of fire that's been lit,
yeah.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
also I don't think that this post was that. This wasn't a statement. This was literally, she was posting a summary of things that she's been through and how she's grateful for the point that she's gotten to on her birthday. And I feel like we're making it about the wrong thing. She's been through that, she's past it now. She's not dwelling on it. She's just
Yeah.
saying that she's summarizing her experiences.
Okay. But what do we think about that type of stuff that
But
she said?
I think that it really does make me reflect on the whole situation of how high value women don't have high value men as options. They only have high earning men as options.
What is a high value man though?
So a high value man is someone who basically has the fruits of the spirit, someone who is patient, loving, kind, generous, like someone who is a good leader in their household, someone who's a good steward over what's given to them, what's in their hands. And I feel like women don't necessarily have those options in abundance, especially in South Africa. I feel like with a woman
Not
of her
necessarily in
stature,
SA though, but
not
yeah, I get what
necessarily
you're
in
saying.
SA.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that we have high earning men as options.
Yeah.
However, we mistake them for high value men.
I
Mhm.
I agree that we always get confused between like a high earning man and a high value man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain points that I think cross each other, but being high earning does not necessarily make you a high value man.
Yeah, but then I
So,
think that that's where we have the disconnect in terms of how we see high earning men, especially like back home in South Africa.
mm,
We see them as the high value options, especially if you're a well
I don't
educated
think it's a
woman,
SA thing though. So
you're a
let's just
high
say in
earning.
general.
In general, I guess,
mm,
yeah,
Yeah.
because I guess this could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
However, I'm just speaking particularly from the context of South Africa because we
Mm-hmm.
are coming from there, guys.
yeah.
Regardless
Yeah.
of whether we're living in Dublin or not,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
No,
you.
I'm
facts,
from
facts.
No, no,
Namibia,
sorry,
but
not you,
continue.
not you.
We are
Yeah.
also from South
Us.
Africa.
You're basically from South Africa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, like, in terms of that, I just think that we mistake high earning for high value because if you are a high earning, high value woman,
Mm.
it's very difficult to have options. And basically, the closest option that you can get to a high value man is a high earning man.
Yeah.
Because a high value man that isn't high earning as yet won't necessarily check for you
Mm.
because they'll be in competition with you.
Mm,
But also to your point, I think also um, people just need to normalize. I don't think there's anything wrong with people choosing to date people who have more money, whatever. I think this is what I think, right? I think people have their own preference at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, right? Like you say, high value doesn't necessarily lead to money, but for someone, high value could mean money, right? I
But then
think
that's
that,
our skewed perspective. That's something that we actually need to address. Our
yeah,
skewed perspective on high value because
yeah, but at the end of the day, that's still our perspective, right?
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, people will still have their own, like someone will still have their own preference. Like at the end of the day, we can try to correct the world in terms of like, look, guys, it doesn't mean when someone has money is a good person, and that is the reality.
yeah.
But
It doesn't mean they'll be a good father. It doesn't mean they'll be a good
Yeah.
husband.
yeah, and that's not what we're saying about Casper. But what we're trying to say is also at the same time, you need to know what you value more as a human being.
Mm.
Do you
Yeah.
value money more, or do you value
But it doesn't end at
stuff?
just, let's say your tick box is one is high earning, and
Yeah,
then you tick that off. Now there's still a lot of criteria that you
yeah,
value,
yeah.
that you shouldn't necessarily say that once I tick off high earning, automatically he ticks off all the
It
other
takes off
checks.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So like you can make a high earning man tick off,
yeah.
and then you say that okay, my next criteria is he kind?
Mm,
Then he's aggressive, for example.
yeah,
So like
Mm.
he's already skewing off what your criteria is.
yeah,
And that's your cue to say that I'm not, going for him.
yeah.
But like if he
Yeah.
starts ticking off a lot of your boxes, then you can say that okay, this is like,
And no one is perfect.
and no one is
I see
perfect,
Yeah.
what you mean.
No one
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
I just
perfect.
also think that, just from our context and where we're coming from, it's very important to know that, guys, money comes and goes. You can make lots of it one day and then you'll make nothing the next day.
Yeah.
You can't necessarily judge value on money
Yeah.
because that's something that changes every day. You
Yeah.
need to judge it on the character of the person that you're with because if they're not a good father and they have money, then one day the money will run out and then you'll see whether they're going to be with you during those hospital stays or not.
Yeah.
So we're just using this as a
But
case
also,
scenario.
Kes had slaps in 2020, 2021, 22. He
Yeah.
had an album to push.
Okay, yeah, no shame,
He had an
shame. He
album
he
to
had
push.
yeah, so he had like a
So
high value
he had to
album. It
be
doesn't mean he was a high value
Man.
man.
he had to be out. The boy had to be
But there's
outside.
also some high value hits.
I'm not saying that it's right that he cheated. I don't think he should cheat.
Mhm.
But the guy had an album. He had released. He had just released Any Minute Now in 2020,
Mhm.
and then I think in 2021 he had that
What was that song?
Siatandana song.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Bushle. Oh,
Yeah.
that
yeah.
was
That's a
a hit.
banger,
That was
yeah.
a banger.
Oh,
So boy had to push those
baby.
songs, and I think after that song, Sweet and Short came out, which
And he was banging at the time.
he
So
was.
yeah.
So
Mm.
sometimes, like I can cut him a bit of slack in that he
As
had
a
to be
man,
outside.
you can cut him slack for
No,
cheating
no,
on
no, no, no,
his
no. I'm just saying
girlfriend.
that. I'm
with his
cutting him
son that
slack
had cancer.
in that he had to be outside, not that he cheated.
Okay.
Yeah, he had to
Yeah.
be.
I
You
think
had to be outside
all
because
I'm
me and
saying
you,
is
we know,
that
bro.
I also had a father who was doing his PhD while raising 4 kids. He wasn't outside like that.
Yeah,
We didn't find him in the news and yet doing funny things.
yeah. But
But
now when you start doing that, I'm gonna start saying some things, and you're gonna say that I'm being offensive.
mm,
What things are you
Like
gonna
I'm gonna,
say?
as your father cares.
No, please stop.
Does your
He's
father have
still
a
my
slap?
dad. My father is my
Sorry, sorry,
dad, and I
sorry
love him
to
very much.
Zikona's pops.
And he was
We just
present for
party.
me during my during my weird when I broke my wrist and I needed to get casted. He was
Yeah.
there. So that's
No,
all I'm
but
saying.
like, I'm not saying the boy should have done that. I'm just saying the boy, you know,
but the
he had
thing
to
is,
promote.
the boy came out and owned up to his mistakes.
And it's
Like
not like
over
he wasn't
time.
present.
It
Yeah, he
doesn't
wasn't.
reverse his mistakes.
Yeah, but like he came out and owned
Yeah.
up and acknowledged what she said and said like, this is the truth. This is a true version of how things happen.
Yeah.
But like
But does
I've
that reverse?
No, no, no.
no, it
Wait,
does
wait.
not reverse. But like he owned up to like his past mistakes,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I'm reckoning that he's also approached his baby mama for
Mm,
Yeah.
forgiveness because like
Tobega.
yeah, Tobeka,
Yes.
mm.
because at the end of the day they have a child together.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that case has always been like a present father and he continues to be a present
Yes,
father.
but he's also a
Mm.
presence in another woman's punani. And I feel
His
like
He's a married
that's
man
his
right now.
wife.
He's a married man. Can you speak to the guy like he's a married man now?
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're still knee deep in another woman's punani while you were in one relationship and then you went off and married that woman. So do with that what you will. You're still a great artist.
Um,
Oh, baby.
Alright. What else?
You're
What
still a
else?
high value artist.
No, he is.
Yes, yes.
So we
In
also
other South
have the
African news,
yeah, we have the
yes.
A-reece situation.
Mm.
I think A-reece basically performed at the homecoming. What do you call this? Homecoming event, and then he was scheduled to perform on the main stage. But on the day, they actually told him that he actually can't perform on the main stage. Um, and then he was actually given second stage. So yeah, what do we think? Do we think A-reece is main stage type of artist? Did, like yeah, basically that. Do we think what he did was right?
Wait, can you just. Okay, so who are the artists that were on the main stage and who was on the second stage?
Oh,
Just so
okay.
we can gauge.
Main stage, main stage, main stage. Okay, this is A-reece's stage, right? The
Okay.
second stage.
yeah.
Wait, give us the first stage
Yeah.
first.
Oh,
I
okay.
want I want to know who was on the
Okay.
big stage, the main stage, and then tell us who was on the second
The second
stage.
stage. Okay,
Yes.
main stage. It's called the botanical stage.
Mm-hmm.
We had mass music. We had Daliwonga. We had
Oh,
Pali.
Daliwonga.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Nice
Yeah.
stuff.
We had Musa Keys. We had Mapurisa and
Okay.
Uncool MC.
Oh, Maporisa, okay.
Yeah, we had King Monada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had 25K. Shout out to King Monada. We had 25K. Who else was there? Yeah, those are the big names.
Okay.
But we also had C Nom Solo. Like, I'm not saying this other people are not big, but those are the few that I'm mentioning. And then of the other stage, we had the second stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had TP the DJ.
Okay. Okay.
Shout out
Shout
to
out.
TPD, the
Shout
DJ.
out.
Shout out to TP. We had A-reece.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we had Q the DJ. We
Okay.
had the Big Hash. We
Mm-hmm.
had Usimamani. Shout
Mm.
out to Usimamani. We had Kim K.
Kim K.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the few that I'm gonna mention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Question: the people that bought the tickets, did they know that he was going to be on the second stage?
I don't think they knew which stage he was gonna be on.
Okay, so they just had a bunch of headliners. They didn't
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
stage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because okay, can someone just like lay out the scenario of what actually happened on the day before I give my
So
take?
A-reece was told he was gonna be on the main stage.
Okay.
And it so happened that on the day, they told him that you're not going to be on the main stage, you're going to be on the second stage.
Okay.
And then basically what happened is, as he was performing, he dropped his mic and left the stage. Yeah.
Plain flat left.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
dropped like, or
He
was
put
it
it down.
just?
He put it
Oh, he
Yeah.
put it
No, I
down
respectfully.
saw
Yeah.
the video. You're just like,
respectfully.
this is
Okay.
not for me. I'm too big for this, and then he walked
Oh
away. Yeah.
wow. Okay. Okay. So I'm not necessarily too familiar with A-reece's music. I'm more familiar with his name.
Yeah.
So I just know that the people that listen to him do like his music
Mm-hmm.
because of how they speak about him,
Yeah.
etc. However, with that scenario, just looking at it from an objective perspective, like me not knowing this artist, I would say that A-reece, if he was a main stage artist, then whatever he performs, whatever stage he performs on, he will perform on it like a main stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I just think that if he really felt like he was a main stage artist or he should have been on a different stage, he should have gone on that stage and performed like he was on the main stage.
Yeah.
And then given a big FU to the whole institute
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he shouldn't have gotten on stage at all. Because right now, you are messing with people's coin.
Yeah.
People paid good money to see artists perform,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not for someone to get upset on stage, drop the mic, and leave. If
Yes.
you're going to give people a show, give them a show. If anyone is on the main stage and not seeing you there, then they would have regretted their decision and be like, I should have gone to the other stage because that's where A-reece was performing. And I heard that he was performing and it was fire.
Yeah.
And I feel like that should have been the response from the general public. We should have been defending him a lot more based on what we received from his performance
Definitely.
rather than us discussing whether he's a main stage artist or not.
Yes.
He should have shown us that he was a main stage
Mm.
artist rather
Even
than us having to prove from his discography. I don't care about his music. I don't care about whatever hits he had. If he was a main stage artist, he should have performed. He should have performed like one, regardless of which stage he was on.
mm.
Because if you are that artist, then you need to show us.
and he could have like stepped up from like performing on the second stage and coming and attacking like what his perspective was after the show and still like get a fan base to support him in that aspect.
Yeah,
But
like I
like
would have supported
walking
him.
away from the stage is like saying that, oh shit, you guys, the fans that paid for tickets to come and see me at the second stage, are not worthy for me to perform
Like
in front of
imagine
you.
that.
So
Imagine
so
that.
that's a bit sad to see him walk away. He could have given them a better performance and still address the situation differently. And
Yeah.
I've seen like from A-reece management perspective, they are very like A-reece is just A-reece. It's not like they don't really like try to push his brand like to be, I don't want to say commercial necessarily because A-reece also tries to move in his way, but like you should be professional in all aspects, and you should show that professional approach to things. And I
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
yeah, no, definitely.
he
Media
lacks
training
that.
isn't.
Yeah, he lacks
Yeah,
that throughout like his career. It's just
yeah,
like Aries drops an album next week and we're gonna run to it, but like it's never really like there's a rollout or there's just
Yeah.
anything special to it that makes us see that Aries is the guy. But like when we look at like previous acts like AKA or whatever, there's like a certain element that says AKA deserves to be
yeah,
on the main
yeah.
stage.
But
The
then also,
rollout
guys,
is
I
even,
think the
yeah,
team makes a huge difference.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I said, I'm not going to speak on it from I listen to these people's music perspective, but I just feel like that is a different game in terms of if you're talking about people's teams, people's management, who's
Yeah.
pushing them,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
connections that they have, there is a huge difference.
There is a huge
However, in
difference.
terms of what we receive as the public, what we are consuming is A-reece, the artist. Is A-reece's performance, is A-reece's music, it's A-reece's like his rollouts. That's what we are receiving. And I
Mm.
think that A-reece didn't protect his image enough
Yeah,
in that scenario.
definitely.
Because if his management isn't going to protect him in that scenario,
Mm.
he needs to protect himself, because that's something that we are receiving.
Yeah.
We're the consumers. We are consuming someone who is having a meltdown on stage. And that's something that we won't
Yeah.
receive well,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're complaining about not being on main stage.
Yes.
No, Putti. Like, prepare and honor that stage that you are on,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so that
Definitely.
anyone who is receiving you will honor
Yeah.
you too.
One day, like the thing is, with this thing of being an artist, or even it's like soccer, like music. The thing is, with those type of careers, they are very
Mm.
short lived.
They're short lived,
So I
yeah.
agree with you in that whenever you get an opportunity, you should take it with both hands.
Yeah.
Yes, you honor the
And
stage.
yeah, whatever moment you have, you should always like just show your fans that you love them,
Mm,
because
mm.
they're there for you at the end of the day,
And they'll
right?
Yeah.
keep your flag up, you know?
Yeah,
They'll keep your flag up till
exactly.
till death, bruh.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's how
and
it
nothing
is.
is beneath you, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, nothing is beneath him, because
nothing, bruh.
all of those people that were out there waiting for you to perform matter to you.
Yes.
Because those are the people that are going to push you when they say, Wutsi, you're going on second stage. Those are the same people that will be like, no,
Yeah.
we want to see him on main stage. So, A-reece, next time, just honor the stage that you're given, because the people that are on the receiving end of the stage are the people that are going to take you to the bigger one.
Yes.
So we
Also,
love you as an artist,
make
dude.
slaps.
Yay, yay,
Just
yay,
make
yay,
slaps.
yay, yay. Listen, you already make slaps, perform the slaps. We want to see the slaps
No,
being
no, no,
performed.
no.
That's what we
Like,
want to see.
when was the last time A-reece made a slap?
I don't
When was
even,
the last time he performed a good one?
yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
looking
even think
for.
it's
I already
about,
paid for my
I
ticket.
think
I
slaps
can
I
matter.
stream.
don't think it's
No,
about
but like,
slaps.
we can stream
I
your
don't think
music.
it's
That's
about
But
slaps.
fine.
slaps matter.
They
No,
matter,
but
but
like, if I see you
How is
performing
how is
well and I'm excited about it, and the slap isn't slapping so much on radio, I'm gonna go back and listen to it after you
okay?
perform it.
How is a 25K performing on the main stage and him not on the main stage? You can't tell me that 25K performs better than A-reece. I'm sure A-reece has
then in that
better
aspect,
performance.
they are being biased on like allocating him to the second stage. When you compare him to
I don't think it's
25K,
bias. It's just slabs. It's a matter of who currently has the streets hot.
yeah.
This conversation is
It
out
could
of
be
my
A-reece.
depth. I
Yeah, no, no.
respectfully, just withdraw.
I
Yeah,
still think in this context, Aries deserves to be on the main stage,
A-reece without a
but
doubt deserves it.
regardless of you being placed on a second stage, just give people the performance that they deserve. That's all I think.
I think it could be possible. It could be argued that A-reece deserves to be on the main stage, like people like King Monada.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right? We forget that, and I'm not shitting on King Monada, but we forget that people go to festivals to hear to for a vibe. And
Yes.
a person like King Monada, when he gets on the mic and he sings certain songs, they know his like catalog in terms of like, hey, bruh, even though the song might be 3 or 2 years old, but when he performs that song, it takes people back to a
Yeah.
certain.
Element.
And I feel like with A-reece, he doesn't have enough of those type of songs.
Or he's
You get
just
what
not
I'm saying?
performing enough. Or he's just not performing enough. Or he's just not performing enough and he should have performed on the
Let's be
stage.
honest. A-reece is more of a I do conceptual albums. Conceptual albums are not for a festival.
Yeah.
Conceptual albums are more for my headsets and my car. You get
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you consume it. You consume it as you go to work, and that's not hate. It's more of like it's music that you can easily consume every day because it's not like you can consume a King Monada every day. Like you're likely to go to a and consume that on a daily basis more than he has a higher replay value, but it's just that his music is not curated necessarily for which is why I
Hmm.
say if he does a slap, then it becomes
Then
better. Yeah,
mm,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
No, I
definitely, if he
understand
gets a
that.
yeah,
slap, he'll shoot right up
yeah,
to the main stage all the time.
yeah.
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 That would make more sense. I don't know.
Yeah. But what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Because, like, just out of the scenario, like, should he have walked away? Should he have stayed and performed? Or do you think
Yeah.
he did the right thing? So you just let us know in the comments below.
Please.
Leave it
Yeah.
up to you.
So,
What's
what
else?
is the next topic?
I think
What
there's
South
the
African
Nasty
news?
C coming out saying that he's better served in the US market than being in the SA market.
Oh,
And I kind of felt him, but I was like, nah, this is kept. So like Nasty C is just looking at like his history as well, and I'm like, he's better served in the SA market. That's where he's rooted in,
mm,
rather than going to the US market, because the US market is already used to the certain sound that he's trying to do. So like I don't
mm,
think the US market is necessarily like his best market,
mm,
because I feel like he has established a certain route in SA.
mm.
So like it's just a matter of him finding a way to connect with the SA market again. But he will not necessarily abandon the SA market to find himself in the US market. That's what I think.
Uh, I just feel like if he doesn't feel like, because this whole situation came from him saying that he didn't feel appreciated
Yeah.
by South Africans. But Nasty C, number one, we appreciate you a lot. Like I said, I'm not someone who's well versed in like music culture and all of that. However, I have listened to some of your songs, and I must say, I do appreciate you a lot as an artist and what you bring to the South African market. However, your music is heavily influenced by US culture. And that is something where you might find yourself in out of your depth a little bit if you are going into American music streams and American audiences. However, they've already heard the things that you're producing to them. But it sounds a lot more unique if you're giving it to us and producing it for us from our perspective. Because we're like, wow, Nasty C is really bringing something to our culture. But if you go to the US, it's like, okay, what are you actually bringing to them that they haven't seen before? And I feel like that's where you kind of need to connect more with the South African audience in terms of what's unique to us. Like, he's definitely unique to us and we love him so much. However, I just
Yeah.
don't want him to like go off to the US and say, like, goodbye, SA. I don't want you anymore because you
Yeah.
guys don't want me. So I'm going to make it out here. And then he basically makes it. And then, like, he makes it in spite of us. Like, no,
Yeah.
like, Narcissi, we want to watch you grow. We want to grow with you. And if you do go to the US, like, I want to be backing him. I want to be like, that's our artist.
Yeah.
Like, Narcissi is ours. Like, yeah, you guys can celebrate him and stuff. But, like, he comes from us. Like, I want to
Yeah.
flex on Narcissi and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
you listen to Nasty C, he's from SA.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what I want to do. And I feel like that's something where we want to support you if that's a venture that you go out in. But don't say that you're not appreciated. Like just help us understand how do we appreciate you, you know? Like what's your love language?
Yeah.
You know? Tell us so that we can love you right.
Yeah.
I wanna love you right, Nasty C, please.
DB, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. What do you
I don't
think?
have much.
Uh-huh.
I just think that yeah, there's been some artists that have went to the US,
Mm,
that didn't end up well.
mm,
People like Elaine, yeah, they've went there and they've tried to do it. There's only one person who's done it properly, but then her career actually started that side.
Yeah.
That's who's that, Tyler.
Tyler, yeah.
mm.
But besides that, I don't think that his success is actually rooted in the U.S. market. I think it's already a saturated market and all of that. We
In terms of
appreciate
his
his
style
music.
of music, I
Yeah,
guess you can say that's
yeah, yeah,
saturated.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
But then I
much.
also think like earlier, like, because we were chatting about this earlier,
Yeah.
and you're basically making the analogy of like, if anything goes wrong, who's going to catch him when he falls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially if he
yeah,
abandons us, like, who's going to catch you when
So
you
you fall,
fall?
yeah.
yeah,
And overall, like, what are you giving? Because, like, what are you giving to the US market that they don't already have? But,
Yeah.
like, you can always originate from South Africa and give them something that's mixed with South African elements
Yeah.
and give them something like that. Because, like
Yeah.
with Taylor, for example, you can hear that log drum in there,
Yeah.
just something that gives people like
Just
this is,
that bit
yeah,
of pianos, guys. That bit of
yeah.
amapiano.
So
Yeah.
if you give people a little touch of something that they didn't hear before, then they'll be like, "Shit, let's listen to this." Then they
Yeah.
actually like pay attention. But
No,
like
definitely.
if you're sounding like an artist that they already know, then they'll be like, "Ah, nah, we'll
Mm.
put you in that camp already of
Sure.
people who are
I
trying to."
mean, yeah, but like also, albeit like his content in his music is pretty like decent and it is quite heartfelt and you really can connect with it. However, if you do want to get deeper, just know that like you only grow deeper in yourself
Mhm.
and that's what you can express to other people. If people don't understand the context that you're from
Yeah,
or what you're kind of rapping about, then it will be very difficult for them to connect with you. But like honestly, Nasty C, like
Mm.
yeah,
just tell us your
Nah.
love language.
Yeah, I get it. He is a good artist.
Yeah.
Sometimes as an artist, you can feel underappreciated, and
It happens.
yeah,
Like I'm
it's
sure Elaine feels underappreciated at
yeah,
this point. And
yeah,
guys, we love Elaine.
yeah.
yeah.
She
Oh my
dropped
gosh.
she dropped a new album, by the way, on Friday, I think.
Oh, Elaine,
On
yeah.
Yeah, Elaine.
Oh,
Yeah,
please can we do a review?
yeah. We're
I
gonna
love
do it. Yeah,
Yeah, no, we
she's
can
good
do a review if you
with
want.
like
I
three
love
music videos.
Oh,
Shit,
stop.
Yeah,
shit. Now we
Oh
can
my gosh.
definitely do a
Yes.
reaction to that.
yeah,
Oh, I would love to. I would.
yeah.
No, I'm actually
Yeah,
going to listen to it when I get home.
Mm.
But yeah, Nasty C, just tell us your love language and we'll
yeah,
love you right. We want to love
yes.
you right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we wanna taste the wings as we part? Maybe at least
The wings. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
No shame.
just so
I'll,
that
I made them out of love, so you guys deserve to try them
just
now.
so that we can also give the viewers
but please,
closure.
please allow us to judge them independently. Like,
Just to give the podcast like the viewers closure.
Okay,
yeah,
fine. You guys
let's
can.
go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we are having the wings that we spoke about earlier on. Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mhm. No, they're good.
Okay, she outdid herself. You outdid yourself.
I did myself.
You outdid yourself for
Hmm.
this.
No, they're fire.
Okay.
They're fire.
Out of 10?
Still like the best wings I've had in my life.
No.
No, I'm just saying.
No, stop, stop, stop. Okay.
But
Okay. Out
like
of 10. Out of 10, what are we saying?
7.5.
Okay.
Like a low six.
These are ingredients that I found in Tapelo's house, just letting you guys know. I did the best that I could, but this is all in Tapelo's house, so you guys are welcome.
No, but
It's a
they
6
they're
from your
nice. They're
house.
nice. They're
Most
nice.
welcome.
They're nice.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Okay.
fuck with them. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys need to fucks with the wings that I make at home.
Mm.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, what's the next topic?
Yeah, I think it's outside of music for now. What
Mm-hmm.
do we have outside of music? I think we
Oh
exhausted
yeah,
everything.
I've seen the drip topic where
Mm,
drip Lekau came out. So with drip, a letter was circulating that drip is getting liquidated. So drip is a footwear brand in South Africa, and they are like a South African heritage kind of brand where they are trying to compete against like other international brands like
Yep.
Adidas,
mm-mm,
Nike, whatever. And like they've been doing very well from what we've been seeing from the past few years until a liquidation like notice came out, and we are like, oh, so like is Drip not doing well? So the
mm,
question on everyone's mind is just what went wrong, and what went wrong is around like, is it like that he didn't South Africans didn't catch on the brand very well, or
mm,
is it like that he went around the business concept wrong or whatever it is? So
mm. So
yeah,
I would say that it's both.
yeah,
Like, I think in terms of the business side of things, there was a bit of over marketing and there wasn't necessarily that initial let's wean our way into South Africans' idea of what a good sneaker looks like and kind of wean into South Africans being convinced and being proud of this kind of shoe being produced in South Africa.
Yeah.
But also, there was that aspect of South Africans not seeing it as our own national competitor to a brand like Adidas or to a brand like Nike's. Like, we didn't have that pride in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that affected him in terms of him being able to sell it, because you can't overmarket something that's not being received well.
Yes.
And I think he missed out on the reception aspect of it, because that's a very important aspect of it. Like, yes, you want to sell a good product and you do want to hype it as a good product, but you can't over sensationalize a product when it's not being sensationalized by the consumer.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the disconnect came. Like, we weren't sensationalizing it enough ourselves. And I think that's where, like, the big problem came from. Like, guys, as South Africans, we also need to support our own brands and what comes from us, just so that we also have something to add to the international table when people come with their Adidas, when people come with their Nikes, when people come with their Pumas. We can say, that's a trip, and that's from us.
Yeah.
And I don't think we had that pride in us enough. And I think that's something that went wrong from the consumer aspect of it. Yeah, but what do you guys think?
I don't know. I agree with you. But I also think that also from a business perspective, he also made a couple of missteps,
Mm-hmm.
which is normal. Because I think sometimes when you advertise, you want to you want to reach
Yeah.
more people, and
Mm.
because I remember there was a time where in Sentin there were a lot of billboards
Yeah.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently he signed a deal of like 20 million.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so with Prime Media, I think, if I'm not sure.
Mm.
But I think in him doing that, he was also
Mm.
expecting that it would make him like boom.
Yeah.
And yeah, and basically that's just the concept of advertising. But then you also forget that when people see your product, it doesn't necessarily convert to them selling or like to
Or
them
buying
buying your
into,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Mm.
maybe
Mm.
in that strategy he could have found a way to resonate to make it resonate more to people as to why they
Yeah.
should buy it
Yeah.
instead of just it being in people's eyes, because whenever you just
Yeah.
put something in people's eyes they see it and they acknowledge that it's a successful shoe, but besides that, they don't know why they should buy it. So I think
Mm.
maybe that's the part that maybe he might
But
have
like,
missed.
I kind of follow the drip story a little bit. And there was a point this year actually where he went to like his place in Alex where drip started, and like the shack where he started where his mother lived.
Mm.
And he was trying to push that narrative on like branding and all that. And
Yeah.
then some people came to steal from the shack the same day that he did it.
Oh,
And just
wow.
to and then he came back the next day that he expected that to happen, and just to show that like this is the reality of South Africa. But I just
Mm.
feel like South Africans didn't really embrace it enough for
Yeah.
them to see that this is our own.
Yeah. I
Because
think
like
that
when you
too.
walk past a, let's say, a drip store is next to an Adidas store, you
Mm.
should actually feel more proud to seeing a drip store
That
than
Mm.
is
an
true.
Adidas
Yeah,
store.
yeah, I
But
agree.
like with you guys, like how do you feel when you see drip
Mm,
versus Adidas?
mm,
Because remember that this is also branding and marketing. Your
Mm.
branding and marketing is wired to I've seen whoever wore Adidas, so I
Mm.
walk into an Adidas store.
mm,
But
But I
like,
also don't think it's just whoever saw Adidas. I think it's what Adidas has already proved to be done.
yeah,
I already know that good athletes wear Adidas.
uh-huh,
I already know that Adidas is sweat resistant. I already know what kind of products I can find in Adidas and what benefits I can get from it.
yes,
I didn't get that from Drip. I just saw it as a cool shoe that cool kids were wearing when I saw the
Yeah.
billboards and stuff.
Yes.
But I didn't see it as athletes were wearing it when they went to the Olympics.
Yes.
I didn't see it as this was something that was sponsoring schools. I didn't see it as something that was like improving my overall health, which is why I do wear sneakers
Yeah.
because I'm someone that wears them for function.
Yeah.
Yes, Adidas has a drip aspect, but the function of them is why I use them.
Mhm.
Like I'm
Also,
not a
it's
sneakerhead, and I feel
it's a
like
bit
drip.
unfair for us to compare Adidas to Drip. Like those are two
So we're kind of
worlds
comparing
apart.
them in terms of
No, I.
what we are, what is raising our banner as South Africans as the equivalent of
Of.
Adidas.
Yeah.
And I think that drip was a nice shoe. However, what you didn't market or showcase was its abilities and its functions and where it can kind of fill our
Mm,
lives. Like
mm.
it didn't market the aspects of our lives that it can
Yeah, that,
occupy.
which is why I
Like it
was
didn't tell me that,
resonating to
yeah, it
people. Yeah,
wasn't
Yeah.
resonating. Like it wasn't telling me that
yeah.
I can go to gym in the shoe. It wasn't telling me that I can run a
Mm-hmm.
marathon in the
Mm-hmm.
shoe.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't telling me that these are nice
Yeah,
work shoes. It
yeah,
wasn't telling me any of that. It was just
yeah.
telling me that this is a cute shoe that I can look good in.
And like, I think looking at it from that perspective as well is people buy stuff they resonate with.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
like the moment you like touch someone's, what they resonate with, then they will be like saying that Drip is the brand that I want to associate myself with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the simple things as Adidas being on a sports kit or
Yeah,
resonating with athletes and whatever that
exactly.
makes you think that I can also become an athlete
Mm,
by wearing Adidas shoes,
exactly.
you
And
know?
athletes recommend it.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, a sneaker brand is not really just limited to the streets.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's
It's
not.
really
mm,
like beyond the streets.
Yeah.
yeah,
And if you are just trying to attack like the fashion streets branding kind of
Becomes
yeah.
aspect,
difficult.
That's
yeah,
It's an
difficult.
uphill it's an uphill battle because in that sense what happens is you are chasing what's trendy
yes,
Yeah,
instead of what you represent,
yes,
right?
yeah.
And I think he has a compelling story. Like you said, he was saying he shot something saying that he's from LX.
yeah,
Mm,
And I think had he had a advertisement maybe on TV where he shows his story of how Drip comes through from the streets of LX, his
mm.
journey, people,
And how that kind of shoe would have helped him in the streets
yeah,
of Alex.
yeah,
Or was
people,
he walking
yeah,
long distances to try catch taxis or to go to
yeah.
school and things like that? Or
People
walking with your
believe
friends,
in
like coming
stories,
after school,
Mhm.
nje,
Yeah.
these shoes would have been nice in terms of this. Like I would have resonated with that a lot more.
Mm.
Like had you showed me that
Yeah.
this is the space
Yeah.
that these shoes could have occupied in my life.
yeah,
Mm. Yeah, no, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. I agree with you guys.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. But you know what? All love to Drip, and I really do hope that they do make a comeback
yeah,
because, guys, honestly, I really do want to raise the South African banner on an international scale and say, guys, these are the products that we have. This is what we have to bring to the
mm,
table.
mm,
Like,
mm,
guys, we
mm,
are good. Like, we are full. Like, we don't necessarily need international recognition
mhm.
or international input into our markets because we have our own markets.
yeah,
So I feel like that's something that Drip really represented on a larger scale. Is like a way for us to recirculate wealth back into our own economy and say, yes, black people can also produce like good quality things too.
No, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, alrighty. So I think, is that it for the South African news?
yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. South
Yeah,
African news live
yeah,
from Dublin. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, thank
It's
you
also
guys
a
for
good point.
watching. You know.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for having me. This has been
Yeah.
really
Nah,
nice.
Yeah.
nah. This was
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you for
And I'm
coming
glad you
through.
guys
And
enjoyed
thank
the
you for the
wings.
wings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks
You
for
Yeah,
guys
the
are
wing.
welcome.
yeah,
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
just here to make a house a home, you know. Y'all are welcome.
Yeah, but otherwise, like and subscribe. Yeah, Anything else for the
No.
outro, Mr. Chofeni?
Shout out to you guys. You guys are our biggest supporters. You guys make this sport happen every week.
Yes, and we
So
love you guys. Please
yeah,
do comment though your opinions on what was happening with Drip, Nasty C, A-reece, and with Tobega Majosi and the whole Casper situation.
Yeah.
Like, we
yeah,
really want to hear your opinions. I feel like this is a bigger topic to be had, especially with men in South Africa,
yeah,
high value men versus high earning men. Like, I really do feel like there's a bigger conversation to be had in that aspect. So we look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments, and peace and love.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Bye, guys.
okay.
This is
Bye.
awesome.